Hi guys, so I just recorded a transmission from the Galactic Federation, and in it they talk about the increasing abilities that we as human beings are going to become familiar with within ourselves over the next few years, decades, centuries most likely. And I wanted to talk a little about this because it actually touches on something that I've been contemplating quite a bit recently. And because I'm filming these transmissions, I am including the preamble, the bit where I prepare my space and myself to do the transmission. And I'm actually doing this very purposefully because I want to share my process, because I'd like to inspire some of you, all of you, those who feel called to move into this space. And I watched other channels for such a long time, and I was like, oh my goodness, I would love to be able to do that. And my instinct told me I could do it for such a long time, and I just thought it was my ego and was like, no, of course I can't, it's only saved for special people. And with all the work I've been doing, I've obviously worked through that and got to a place where I now allow myself to receive what comes through. And I want to share my process because I want to demystify it, really. And I want to empower you to feel that you can do this too, and it takes a while to know what's coming in and to trust it. And it took me a while, but you got to start somewhere, right? And the reality is, I work with clients of all kinds, and there's one in particular who's actually a music student, and we often talk about she channels when she plays her music, and this is what we all see when we observe someone just completely in alignment with what they're doing. When you see a gymnast do an amazing display, and you can just tell from their energy that they're completely enwrapped in that moment. Or, when you, particularly in sport, you can see it. It's so obvious when you see someone just so in another realm as they make that perfect shot or whatever it might be. But in that moment, it's a channeled experience. They'll often say, it was an outer body experience. My body was just going through the motions. It was like I was observing it. We are all antennae. And as I've become more attuned to my own channeling, I've realized how we are all able to do it. It's become popular recently to talk about getting downloads, which I love. I love that people use that phrase. I love that people are saying, oh, I got this download about such and such. And, I'm sure there are people that aren't necessarily right about their downloads or where it's coming from or whatever. But the fact that it's becoming a commonplace thing to say, that the concept of receiving intuitive guidance from a force, within yourself is so awesome to me, because it's like we are validating the reality that there is something bigger than us moving through us, and that we have the ability to consciously receive and tune into it. And I feel, my feeling is that our increasing awareness, our increasing ability to give ourselves permission to believe that we are capable of doing these things is the first step. Awareness is everything. And we have been in a culture for far too long that shames all of this stuff. I had to clear so much shame of being seen, of being heard. And yes, it's because I've had lifetimes of being hung, drawn and quartered, burnt, murdered, you name it. I've seen them all, or a lot of them. But I never use them as an excuse or a justification for me not to do it now. I feel like we can easily slip into that place of, of course it's hard for me to speak my truth. You should see, you know, what I've been through, or even in this life, what I've been through. And I don't dishonor that in any way, but I do really encourage those of us who have felt that pain, who feel the struggle, to come forth, to not give up, and to trust, actually, because that's actually what it's taught me so much about, is really trusting not only myself, but actually that there's beings around me who are trying to help me. And I actually just got to this place where I would just say, you know, I trust that one day I'm going to be able to channel, and I'm going to feel safe sharing it. And I'm going to speak my mind and honor what comes through me with the love and reverence that it deserves. And sure enough, that day has arrived. But it's a journey, and it's a journey for each of us. And not all of us are going to channel like this. Each of us comes with our own unique gifts. You know, some of us are beautiful artists, as I said, musicians, actors, you know, builders. We all have different gifts. It's the thing that we love most. You know, I've been obsessed with energy work, you know, for nearly a decade. And I mean, I spend hours a day doing energy work. And that's what I teach other people. But it's because it's my absolute passion. And it was inevitable, now I know, that this was going to happen, that I was going to be able to do this kind of channeling. But, you know, I didn't know that 3 years ago. And so I was probably giving myself a hard time about it. And this is what I want to share for you, because if you're in that place, I really want to tell you, just trust yourself. And the time thing is not important. Time is a construct. So just trust that everything is working for you. And allow yourself to explore and try different things. And some things are going to work and some things aren't going to work. And get help. Reach out to energy healers. Reach out to me if you want some support. I offer guidance. Like, that's a big part of my work. I mentor a lot of people around how to work with their own energy. And I love watching them thrive because of it. But yeah, reach out to people in your community if you feel that cool. You don't have to do this alone. There's so many teachers on this planet awake right now to support you. So yeah, tap into that and feel that support and love. So I hope that this is inspiring, and I look forward to seeing what comes from all of this for all of us.